Hi everybody, it's Kyle. Hey, today I want to cover something real quick with you. I've been getting some messages from some people that are going through some really hard stuff right now. And some of those include their kids that are getting more and more violent, and there's fear in the home. And so I want to, first of all, let you know that with our 17-year-old, we went through some of this as well. I don't usually share that kind of information, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There was a time in our home, I guess, when he was probably 11 or 12, maybe a little earlier than that, where he started to get more and more violent, and my wife was actually scared of one of my two boys that's on the spectrum. And so I want to share a couple things with you that helped us get through that time and help him move towards a less violent situation. And again, I'm not going to claim I'm the expert on this. I'm not sure if you can with some kids. I just know the experience we had and how we were able to help our son move beyond some of those behaviors. So, and just so you'll know, the number one thing you've got to do is remain completely calm and almost take a passive stance. Now, I know this doesn't seem like the way to go, but when my son started getting more angry and more violent, I can recall just kind of squatting down below his level, kind of getting down low and asking him repeatedly, please don't hurt me. Please don't be mean to me. Now, I do want you to know that there are times when he did. And I've had a black eye. I've had one of my ears bleed. I'm laughing because when we look back, we realize he was just frustrated. There was things going on for him that he wasn't able to manage. And that was the only way he knew how to try to express those things to us. But over a period of time, and again, I just want you to know the first thing you can't do is face violence with violence. If you tell them they better stop or it's time to stop and you say it in a violent manner, at least for us, it just escalated the situation. So what we found as a family was the best thing to do was to really become more passive and even sit down and calmly and quietly sometimes plead with them to please not hurt us. And we don't hurt you, please don't hurt us. And so the first thing you've got to do is get your ego out of the way. You've just got to get your ego out of the way. And if you can catch this early on, I would suggest that. The younger they are when they start exhibiting this behavior, the better the time to go through this process. So number one thing is just get your ego out of the way. The number two thing that I would suggest is find some resources. And I'm going to share with you a few that I found that really work for us. So I've got them here. The first one is, can you see this? The Explosive Child. That's a book by Ross W. Green, The Explosive Child. I don't know if you can see there. But this is a fantastic book. And what it does is it tells you that you've got to partner with your child. You've got to basically better manage yourself so that you can rehabilitate your child. And that's what it teaches in this book. Fantastic, The Explosive Child. The next one is sometimes when kids don't get their way, they'll escalate it even more, hoping that you'll back down and they can win. Especially boys. Boys like to become men, and men like to win. And so this is another one that I found, and I've talked about this one. This is Parenting Your Out of Control Teenager. And this one is by Scott P. Sells. This one here is fantastic because what it allows you to do is to understand that kids will continue to escalate situations if you don't manage it properly until they get you bent out of shape, and then they can win, and they can get their way through escalation and violence and taking the next step in their defiance. And so those two books, again, The Explosive Child, Ross Green, Parenting Your Out of Control Teenager, again, Scott Sells. And again, even if they're not teenagers yet, I don't care. By the way, every parent should read this book because it teaches you tips and techniques and principles and things that kids do even on a smaller basis, even if they're not out of control. You'll learn from this book a whole lot. So I can't promote those two without promoting mine. This is Thrive in Chaos, and the author is Kyle Jetsel. Me and my son Alec wrote this one. And my book, the first half is funny, silly, wacky stories that'll just let you smile a little bit. You know, I'm all about thriving in chaos, and I'm all about finding the joy and happiness and laughter as much as I possibly can. But the second half really sets the stage for some principles you need to understand, some guiding principles you need to put yourself through to manage yourself in a way that you can best serve your kids. So again, I know some of you are in situations where it's really hard right now. Sometimes violence is escalated. Maybe we don't always handle it the way we should, and so it gets worse and worse, and we really are kind of stuck. So I want to give those resources to you, but the first thing you can do today is to check your ego. If violence starts to erupt, the best possible thing you can do is go into passive mode. And just, you know, I'm not afraid of my son. I never have been. I'm not afraid of anything, really. But I realized a long time ago that the best way to manage him was almost to plead with him. Please don't hurt me. Please don't hurt me. I love you and I want to know what's going on, but please don't hurt me. And I'm going to tell you now, my wife and I, we're not afraid of him. I never have been, but my wife isn't anymore because she knows the process, and we were able to catch him when this first started happening and go through some experiences that allowed us to, we think, to maybe put him in a position to better manage himself now because we went through those books, applied some of those principles. Hopefully that's helpful. Let me know. Give me some feedback. Let me know. I want you to thrive. I want you to enjoy your experience. I want your kids. I want you to be in the best place you can be so that you can serve your kids properly. That's the best way we can show them we love them. So hopefully that's helpful. Have a great day. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.